Hey there, folks. Santee at the Arizona Ghostriders. We got mail. Hey, Santee. How does a video on musical instruments sound to you? Yamato Simmons. Musical instruments in the Old West. Yeah. Pretty sure I can fiddle around with that subject. Ooh. I've been waiting to do musical instruments because I wanted to get some footage of period ones from a museum. However, the pandemic still has everything closed down, so I'm going to do the best I can. In the Old West, music was definitely high on the entertainment list. I've got a video with an overview of it if you're interested in learning more. On January 7, 1875, George Hand wrote that Company H, the 5th Cavalry Band from Camp Lowell, held a concert in the courthouse. Tickets cost $1. They apparently traveled to New Mexico that year to entertain in that territory. The Jaws harp, or Juice harp, also called a mouth harp, is a teardrop-shaped frame with a reed in the center. It allows the player to make different sounds while the item is held in their mouth and the reed is struck.
Hey boys, you can join in anytime now.
Similarly, the harmonica was found all over America and Europe, where it was originally made to play classical music. Our pioneers could drop it into a pocket for easy access when the need for a little tune presented itself. Billy the Kid was known to carry one, as well as President Lincoln.
Hey, Charlie, why don't you play something festive? It's like a funeral in here.
The fiddle may be one of the most common instruments seen on the frontier. Not a stretch since this instrument's been around for centuries. Many different cultures that populated the West had their own fiddle music, and we often see it come out to rouse a crowd with its lively note changes.
Sounds crazy, no?
On the whole, we see a larger variety of musical instruments hitting the frontier. Cornets, mandolins, all sorts of drums, bugles, organs, woodwind instruments, and even bagpipes. The Boston Musical Instrument Company, Washburn, and Stratton are just a few of the manufacturers that were producing numerous instruments in the 1880s. The Native American cultures played instruments made from materials in their environment. The decorations on them carried spiritual significance and were often used in sacred rituals. This is a Yaqui dancer wearing cocoon rattlers on his leg and carrying others in his hand. Sort of a mobile rhythm section. A tack piano creates that very tinny sound we all associate with Old West saloons. That sound comes from tacks or nails holding the felt onto the hammers at the point where they hit the strings. This piano and the player piano are set pieces in Western movies that we can all relate to. Although both of these instruments were around then, it's highly unlikely that they were in every frontier saloon. In fact, many period photos of saloons showed that they didn't even have a piano in them. However, the Saratoga Saloon in Dodge City had a full orchestra. Its owner, Chalk Beeson, was very into music and later formed the Dodge City Cowboy Band. Guitars and banjos were other frequently seen, or heard, instruments. Also, both have ancient origins. Banjos were popularized in the Deep South by slaves, and the unique sound caught on. Today, it is an essential instrument in bluegrass and country music. Jennifer Jason Leigh in the movie The Hateful Eight plays an antique Martin guitar from the 1860s. Kurt Russell takes it from her and smashes it to pieces. Apparently, when they filmed that part, the property master hadn't swapped out the real for the fake, and Mr. Russell accidentally killed a piece of history. I read that he felt really terrible about it and even got teared up. The thing about musical instruments is, they don't stop working just because they hit a century old. Perhaps because musicians really take good care of them. A friend of mine is a professional cellist and plays one from the era. To me, that is amazing. You might say it really pulls at the old heartstrings. Sorry. Well, folks, that's it for another episode. I think it came out pretty well, if I can toot my own horn. Anyway, thanks for watching, and as always, please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on down the trail. I think it came out pretty well, if I may toot my own horn.
As long as you don't choose something else.
Well, folks, that's it for another episode.